How I draw portraits. Today I'm using a Scarlet Prisma color pencil sharpened with the AF matte pencil sharpener to get that nice tip, and a General's pencil eraser. And let's start off with basic shading. You can work really light with your color pencil or dig really deep to get those dark colors. You can go from light to dark or dark to light, but the main technique we're going to use is layering our color pencils to get a darker shade, and you can get some practice in by drawing a simple sphere. Now for references. I usually find my references on Pinterest. You can type in portraits or portrait busts, which makes it a lot easier because they're statues and they're already in black and white, so it's all good, but you want one with good contrast and strong shadow shapes and in black and white if you are a beginner, because that makes it so much easier. Now that we have our reference, we're going to be working on regular printer paper. I didn't want any fancy grounds or materials. I just wanted to keep it really simple because I think anybody can do this, so let's start off with the broadest shapes. On the left is a live demo of me actually drawing this portrait, and on the right is me in Procreate drawing directly over the reference. And hopefully this is helpful in making you see what I'm seeing when looking at this reference and how it influences my choices. So for blocking in the broadest shapes, you're working in two values, light and dark. And this is just a general sketch and kind of diagram of where things are going to be placed, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Moving on to shadow shapes. These are your deepest, darkest shadows, and they are very prominent, so focus on the positive shapes that make up the face. So on that cheek and on that hairline and neck area, those are all deep shadows where you can press your color pencil into the paper and get your deepest darks. And also I go in with a pencil eraser because I'm not perfect and I make mistakes, so you can make adjustments as you wish. The face is not made of harsh shapes, so definitely blend them together, which takes a lot of time, so be patient. Next is contour lines. Rather than working in big shapes, we're going to work with lines right now, and it's just defining the features, so your eyes, the nose, the lips, and the body. As you can see, as I get to a happy place with the face, I start to add the other elements that surround the head and make up this portrait. When you're working in outlines, I want you to focus on light line weight or heavy line weight, and that's going to make your piece pop and add three-dimensionality with only lines. Okay, on to spacing. So this is a very general list of what I check when I'm drawing a portrait. So you're checking from the eye to the bridge of the nose, eye to edge of the face, wing of nostril to inner corner of the eye, and these are just general measurements that I have accumulated over time that I think help me get likeness or better form and better accuracy. And as you gain more experience, you'll also remember these or come up with your own. Moving on to common characteristics, and this is basically the same message as spacing. As you practice more and develop more skills and you kind of muscle memory your way through these portrait drawings, you're going to look at positive shapes, negative shapes that are common throughout all features. I've realized that there's always a plane change at the temple and the eye area and your cheek. There's a reflected light at the bottom of the chin. Hopefully you can see what I'm saying through me drawing over the reference photo on the right. And you're just slowly building up your arsenal of what you check when you're drawing a portrait. The nose, lips, and eyes are very specific if you get into detail, and I want to keep this video kind of general, so here are the lines and curves that I find helpful when drawing these features. Now here's a view of the construction of the portrait. So it's contour line, spacing, common characteristics, nose, lips, and eyes. And let's end off with blending or shading. As I've said before, the face is not made up of stark, definitive shapes. There's transitions between the shapes, and since we already have a strong foundation or base of where things are placed and where all the features are, we can just blend from dark to light. So you've basically done all the heavy working in the beginning, and now you can just have the fun part, which is shading and transitioning from darker to lighter. At this point, you're also focusing on the subtle shifts. So is this area darker or lighter than the other place that you're looking at? And you're just going to do that slowly with every part of the portrait. As I finish drawing this portrait, let's turn off the background and see what we have. Broadest shapes, specific shadows, and then the blending, and that makes the face. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!